despite the loss yesterday, G2, of course, have had a great season so far, and I would assume that some of their players find their way into the All-Pro team from the fans. But LS, you also thought about your All-Pro team. Yeah, all G2 and Inspired. What is your defense?
Well, all right. So to make things really clear here, I think that a lot of us on the outside, we use conjecture, right, to assume what could maybe be a player's worth inside of a team holistically. And so the removal of Jankos, from an outsider's perspective, we can't know what sort of a chain effect it could end up having. But I think from an outsider's perspective, Inspired's just the best jungler in the league right now. And I think he's the only person, if you look across all of G2's roster, could possibly be some sort of an upgrade. He can play tanks, he can play supportive champions, he can play utility, he can play AP carries in the jungle, he can play AD carries, and he can play it all as if he is a carry player on all of those styles thematically, which is exactly the one area that maybe you could think G2 could be lacking in. He's phenomenal with his pathing. He's really, really, really intelligent with everything that he chooses to do. And then he's just so clean. I think he's the best jungler in the league right now. And I think with a jungler like that on your side, that's the upgrade G2 could need. And I think this iteration might just be the best Western team overall possible, maybe. At least it is in my opinion.
I am going to play devil's advocate here just a little bit, right? Because I'm sure Jankos fans will also be clamoring for it. Jankos also plays a versatility of champions. He plays a lot of champions. He plays them well. And it's almost, in these discussions, it's always hard, I think, specifically for All-Pro, because you're thinking of the context of G2, right? And in the context of G2, Jankos actually doesn't have the space to do as much as playing like a mid in the jungle like he would on other teams. So it's a hard one, but I don't think Ellis's reasoning is off.
Oh, no, not at all. It just depends where you put your impetus on what is All-Pro, right? Because to me, All-Pro's always been statistically the best. Objectively, if I look at the numbers, who is the best player? And in that regard, you're always going to see a lot of G2 players on there because they keep winning. And when you keep winning, objectively, your numbers are going to be better.
And let's then talk maybe about a couple of other options from the top of my head. Odoamne, who we've said had such an incredible contribution to Rogue and how they've been looking so far, LS. Why is he not on this list?
I feel like Wunder, when you compare him to Odoamne, Wunder has shown versatility up in the top lane. He, like many other G2 members on the team right now, is able to play a multitude of different styles and approaches to the game, and he's able to show up in extremely clutch ways on, again, all of those styles. And so, if Inspired was hypothetically the jungle, you have Caps, who needs no introduction, Reckless, who I think really has yet to show just how deep his champion pool can go and how diversifying it can be. And then you have Mickey X, who's basically like a mid laner in the support role, and probably the best Western support overall. I mean, that's why I think Wunder being on the All-Pro champion list is probably the best.
I love how you say in in G2, the jungler has to be a mid laner, the support has to be a mid laner. Yeah, ideally, yes.
They're all there. Everyone is playing Pyke again. We'll just go back to that meta.
In terms of Odoamne, though.
Yeah, I think Odoamne, the thing with Odo is what he has done for Rogue has leveled up Rogue more than Reckless's introduction to G2 has leveled up G2. Like, I actually think it's the best move, the best transfer in the off-season, but as LS says, if your metric is based on, is he the most flexible? No, he's not. He's a very, very, very good weak side top laner. And you saw from the numbers, his CSD is good, but he gets the least jungle attention of anyone in the league. And yes, you can put his name in the hat for your All-Pro team, but does he beat out Wunder in terms of versatility? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's super interesting to track all of it. And of course, going to come down to what your definition is of what a certain role should bring to a certain team. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm sure the audience will have something to say about it. You can send us tweets. I'm sure Odoamne has already sent in a tweet.
He hasn't got enough player of the game votes. That's the issue.
No, he doesn't. Very interesting.
3 at least to get in the All-Pro team.
Is that how it works? You just made it up. In any case, we'll see all of these players in action tonight on the penultimate day of the regular season.